All right. This is take 2 of the podcast we tried to do the other day, but
it didn't really work out.
No.
We kind of went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Big one.
Of drama and BS, and it was all over the place. But we're refilming it. For those of you who don't know, this is my older sister, Dina.
Why do you always have to say, can't I just be your sister? Why do I always have
Well,
to say?
because everybody's going to be like, is she older? You guys twins?
Oh.
We're not twins. She's older.
We do have a younger sister. She's 19.
Right. And this episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about our childhood, growing up in a divorce situation, what we dealt with our alcoholic stepmother.
Which some of you might know already because my mom
talked about it
about it on a live. Why is that doing that?
Doing what?
It's like upside down. It keeps going upside down.
That's all right.
All right.
We'll be okay.
All right. You okay? All right.
I love you. The kids are watching and they're... Hey, get away. Get away. Get away.
No, Jasper.
Okay, so... where do we start? We start with the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents... I was 8 and Dina was 10 when our parents got divorced. They never really liked each other.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't remember because I felt like they were always fighting.
I don't remember much.
I remember up to the divorce. Like, leading up to the divorce.
I don't remember.
And then I remember after.
I remember after the divorce. I remember one fight they got into where, like, Daddy dropped the iron or something like that.
That was when they were...
about to get divorced.
Yeah, they were probably
Yeah, okay.
month after they did get divorced.
Is this recording? Yes, it is. Okay. So, we were young when our parents got divorced, and we didn't understand, I don't think. I didn't understand. I wanted them to stay together. I didn't
work it out.
Right. I didn't get it for a good while. But I think a lot of things that have happened that we're not going to go into the drama of what fucking happened.
Yeah, because we did that. We tried that the last podcast that we tried
and it
to
didn't
film.
work.
It didn't work out too well.
To go into all the drama. But some family drama surfaced, and it brought up the topic of our alcoholic stepmother, and I think we should talk about that. I think that's relatable. The drama's not relatable, but what we went through is the abuse that we went through and the situation. So it started with our parents getting divorced, and do you want to talk about when Daddy was leaving?
Yeah, we tried that the last time.
Right. We're gonna continue to talk.
That's
okay,
what I'm
so
saying.
go. I'm not gonna be the only one talking.
I'm trying to remember. He basically sat us down on the couch and said, "I'm leaving."
And he was crying.
Yeah, we all were. I know I was sobbing.
The three of us.
Because I didn't understand. I knew that they were fighting a lot. But I didn't think that it would happen. I thought it happened pretty quick.
Right.
And I don't think even when they did get divorced, I don't think I still understood. And then he said that, you want to do your part?
He sat us down on a chair, my sister on one lap, me on the other, and he looked at us and he said, and he was crying, and we were all crying, and he said, "I'm leaving, I'm moving out, but I promise I will never let anything come in between me and you guys." And then he left. And we didn't get it. And it was very emotional.
I still remember what car he had.
I don't remember what car he had.
That gray car. Remember that guy, Paul, down the block?
Yeah.
He had that gray POS.
Yeah. So anyway, so he left, and we were upset. And shortly after, he met a woman who he was in a relationship with, and he introduced us to her. I was 8 at the youngest. I mean, at the oldest, I was 8.
Well, they started dating rather quickly.
Yeah. Mommy says that, like, they used to work together when they were still together, and she would call the house.
Well, yeah, when Daddy, because my father had a limousine company, and he used to have the work phone, with the wire or whatever, and it was in the kitchen, and she said that, he would be on a job, and the work phone would be ringing, she'd pick it up,
And it was her.
Needless to say, it was the one he's with now.
His wife now, who would be calling. But needless to say, they ended up together. We met her very quickly into the divorce. Like, I feel like we didn't have time to really process the whole situation.
No, we absolutely did not.
We were thrown right into, like, this is the new woman in my life.
We are. Welcome.
And Mommy had a new man.
Yeah, I don't know if you
The
wanna
guy
get
from... I don't want to talk about I don't want to say his name, but yeah, Mommy had a new man.
Yeah.
So from both of our parents, we didn't have really the opportunity to, like...
Let it settle, It
Yeah.
was just like, here, meet this one. Here, meet this one. And we
Right.
were just like...
hello?
Okay, and where are we? Like, what do we do now?
Because I feel as though, and I'm going to say it, I feel as though both of our parents at that point in our lives were a little selfish.
Yeah.
Okay. That's genuinely how I feel.
Yeah, they were because, I feel like they didn't take into consideration us.
Yeah.
And they
Our
were just like,
feelings.
okay, well, here I have a new boyfriend. Here I have a new girlfriend.
Right.
But what about me and Tori?
And me and you had to, like, I remember when Mommy's boyfriend came to visit, because he lived in another state, you and I basically being, like, pawned off to a house that we didn't necessarily want to go sleep at.
Correct.
And we were uncomfortable so that Mommy could be alone with this person.
Correct.
And it was like, I remember being a kid, like, why am I here?
There's, I feel like,
And I'm not trying to, and just to preface, because Mommy will probably watch this, and she'll probably be upset. I love both of our parents.
Yes.
I love Mommy. I appreciate everything Mommy has done and continues to do.
My mom has
she's
put a roof over our head
right.
by herself. Like, there were times where, she was so stressed, or she would cry in her room.
And we would hear.
And we would hear it because obviously she's crying in her room. But she would never tell us why.
Right. Mommy sacrificed a lot. Mommy worked 3 fucking jobs to keep a roof over our heads. When Daddy refused to pay for our school clothes, Mommy's sisters came to bat for us and bought us school clothes, and, like...
So they both had their
issues.
Their riffs.
I'll tell you one thing, and I don't know if you agree with this or not. Not to say who's the better parent or whatever. I'll take... I don't know, because I would say, yeah, I'll take Mommy's issues over Daddy's any day. Because I feel like what Daddy did with what Daddy did with our stepmother, or what he didn't do to protect us with her and the abuse that we endured is I feel like if anybody was abusing us in front of Mommy was selfish at times with her time, and, like, was out for her best interest and really didn't consider how we felt about certain things when it came to certain men in her life. But if any of those men ever abused us, Mommy would have fought to the death. I truly believe.
You mean physically? Or both?
Both.
Yeah, but look at the other one. I'm not going to say his name, but he was mental.
Yes, but he wasn't abusive to us. He was a fucking...
No, he was a mental case. Like,
yeah, he was just a mental case in general, but he wasn't...
No.
He didn't abuse us the way that our stepmother abused.
I feel like Mommy got it worse with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Than he did with us.
And it was me and you coming to her aid.
Yeah.
Well, you, mainly, because I'm the type that shuts down and, like, cries in a fucking corner.
Yeah.
Scared.
I remember one... We're not going to get into that.
Right, we don't have to go into the fucking details, but... Needless to say, I think that's why you and I, and this is just a straight up conversation about our childhood. I don't want to just focus on
Yeah, we're not gonna focus on one point or
one thing.
one thing.
Our
It's just-
stepmother, the woman my father is married to today, is an alcoholic, actively still drinking, still very abusive. She was very abusive
I
mentally, physically at times. My father did not protect us. He didn't do what he still to this day doesn't protect us, dumbs down the what happened. His entire family does this. We were discounted, discredited, you know what I mean? But this podcast isn't just about that. It's about our childhood.
Yeah, it's just about we're not gonna have like a pointers. Oh, here we're gonna start here and then we're
Right.
gonna go.
It's just an open discussion.
Yeah, it's just random. Because we tried to do the pointers and that's why
it didn't work. We went down a
redoing
rabbit
this.
hole.
Um,
I think between the two of us, I have more animosity toward Daddy for what happened with our childhood and what he didn't do for us with our stepmother. And I think on your end, you have more animosity towards Mommy. For whatever reason.
no, I think it's more. I have more animosity towards Daddy because of he still won't admit the things that were done. I mean, he said he's sorry and he wishes that he could take it back, but it's like I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's sincere. I don't know if that's just him talking out of his ass.
I think it is because I feel as though sorry means I'm sorry, the behavior is going to change from here on out. I recognize you've brought forth to me an issue that I did XYZ and XYZ bothered you and hurt you. And because of that, here we are, right? If I am truly sorry and I am truly in the mind state of I don't ever want to hurt you again, I'm going to make it my priority, especially if you're important to me, to never do that action that hurt you. To never to not continue that behavior. And to me, sorry falls on deaf ears when it comes to our father because he still continues to make excuses for what his wife does and how his wife is, and he still continues to defend her and literally throw us to the wolves when people start attacking us and blaming us for certain things. So to me, sorry, I wish I could have XYZ means nothing.
I mean, the thing with my father too that really hurts me is the fact that he won't go to bat for me and Tori. Like, he won't ever defend us. It's always what we're doing.
Right.
What are you guys doing? Why don't you guys look at yourselves? It's like, Dad,
right.
Don't you see anything around you that's...
To give a little bit of context, without going into the fucking gory details of our family and whatever, this and that, this specific thing, I was verbally
attacked
on Facebook by my aunt, my father's sister. And when it was brought to my father's attention, and I said to him, you have not defended me. Like, this is literally triggering me back to childhood when we were being abused by your wife and you didn't defend us then and never went to bat for us. You didn't defend me. And she was personally attacking me. And his response, I shit you not, his response was, well, what do you have to think about what you do to make her think the way that she thinks or the way that side thinks about you. That was when I ended the conversation.
Well, he told me, because I basically told him, you don't defend me and Tori, and you only defend my other sister. And his response was, I defend my other sister. I'm not going to start naming names here. If you guys know her name, that's fine, but I'm not going to. I defend my other sister because she defends my father.
She has respect.
Right. She has respect.
And
I have done nothing
to disrespect him.
To disrespect him. But at
If
the end
anything-
of the day, I don't care who you are. Respect is earned.
Right.
I'm not going to respect you because you think I have to respect
Right,
you.
and that's the same thing with those little girls sitting right over here. With your children, my nieces, my fucking pride and joy, okay?
They're doing like a podcast.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, she has her, look, she
Oh
has
my
her
God.
iPad out.
They're
and-
mimicking us?
Yeah, they're
Oh
mimicking
my God,
us
they're
right
so
now.
fucking cute. I love them so much. Oh my God, I just love them. Anyway, when it comes to those kids right there, they don't have to hug anybody they don't fucking know. They don't have to respect anybody that they don't fucking know. Period.
No, yeah, I don't. My thing is respect is
Earned.
It's not.
And-
I don't care if you're my aunt, the Pope,
I don't give
a
a fuck.
priest. If I
preach
don't
it.
feel like that you respect me, there's no reason why I should respect you. There's just none. I don't.
Period. And to me, I don't think our father realizes we don't really go to bat for him. Because a lot of the times he's not right. He's not in the right. He does a lot of stupid shit. And he's done a lot of stupid shit. Shiesty stupid shit. That, like, how can we defend that? And B, you never fucking gave us the protection as a child that we needed. You know what I mean? Like, those kids right there, my nephew inside swinging on his little swing. If anybody were to ever physically or mentally harm, I'll fight a 5-year-old. I don't give a fuck. I'll kick a 5-year-old right in the head. Like, you're not touching my nieces or my nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will literally die.
I mean, I have to say this. A part of me feels like he sometimes tries, and let me just say, wait,
I know.
because she's gonna disagree, which is fine. She's gonna disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I had health issues February,
He comes. He shows up.
I was in and out of the hospital because they couldn't figure out exactly what was going on with me.
And you ended up having to have your
Gallbladder taken out, right? But I was literally in and out of the hospital, different tests. Nobody could figure out what was going on. Mommy and daddy were, and Alessia obviously, but Alessia is a given because
she's your wife.
She's my wife. No matter what,
They were
there.
Yes. And that I will say about mommy and daddy. This isn't a bash fest on our parents. I love daddy to death. I personally have a lot of animosity, especially now with the state of affairs and things that are happening and how he's once again fucking hurt me by literally blaming me for somebody coming to attack me.
We're both sitting the same way.
Yes, we are. Cheers to that.
All right.
Yes, our parents do show. When I've needed something, when I was in a pinch, daddy was there. What mommy is doing for me while I'm in nursing school, she's there. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, they step up to the plate.
Right.
Our parents are not deadbeats
No,
in
they're not.
any stretch.
No,
like
they're
they're
not
fucking
at all.
They're great parents. We do have good parents.
Yes, I mean, again, every parent makes a mistake, and
Right.
my mom got upset because I made a comment that the mistakes that they did make, I will not make them. I'm very conscious to those mistakes with my own children,
Right.
and me and Tori have discussed that numerous times.
Many times.
That
We don't want to be like them.
right
We
in
don't-
that aspect, we don't.
Right. We don't want to be. I don't want to be the OCD parent like mommy was, who only worried about how clean the house could be, and like when we wanted to play or we wanted somebody to get down and dirty with us, like your niece, like my nieces, like
Right.
your kids. It was like, I gotta clean this, and I tell you this all the time,
Right, and
because-
I'm that's something that I'm conscious of as well, because you can't stop time. You can't, and
you can't bring it back either.
right. So when it's gone, and that's something that I'm conscious of too. Because I when I got married, I saw myself going into that realm. Always worrying about this. Why isn't this done? And why isn't that done? And
Right.
it was like
Not being in the moment.
right, just
And I tell you all the time, and I think maybe quarantine has kind of helped you with that a little bit, because like I remember when I I would watch them every day, and you'd come home, and yes, you would say hi to them, and then you would say hi to them, and then literally immediately start cleaning.
Yeah, like I would, obviously at work, like I have to dress like in a, pant and like
Casual.
Yeah.
Business
casual. Sometimes I would come home and just start, vacuuming.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, Alessia would be like, well,
And the kids are sitting there like, Mommy, you're home. We haven't seen you all day. We want to play. We want to spend
Right.
time. And it's like your priority is, I need a clean house. Where
Right.
sometimes you can go without a clean house and just fucking spend time with the
Right,
kids.
right.
And be a kid with them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think we didn't get that with Mommy.
no, we didn't.
And I think because you're a lot like Mommy, you take on a lot of Mommy's traits.
yeah, I do.
You look at Mommy and see all of her negative traits and think, I don't want to continue that.
Yeah, but even Daddy, I don't want to take his negative stuff either.
Right, but you have more of Mommy's negative traits. I have more of Daddy's. So I look at... Yes, baby girl. Thank you so much. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Sorry. Gotta do it. Thank you, baby. I love you. Okay, so you take on more of Mommy's negative traits. So because of that, you look at Mommy and think, I don't want to do X, Y, Z. Whereas I take on more of Daddy's negative traits. So I'm more focused on his negative traits because I know that I'm more I'll never be high strung like Mommy. Ever. You'll never catch me being high strung.
You used to be when you were younger.
Right, because I was bullied and
Right, yeah,
and
but
I
that's-
was depressed and
That's very different.
right. That's a different
Yeah,
topic.
that's a different podcast. We'll
Exactly.
get into that.
I was being fucking severely bullied. So yeah, I was depressed
Right.
and in a bad state, and I would get triggered and fucking go at people.
Right.
But now as an adult, I'm not a
No.
high strung, like
See, I'm only high strung if I feel like I'm somebody's stepping on my feet, or
Right.
or if there's disrespect to people that I care
that
about.
you care about.
Then it's over. There's no,
Right.
I don't have boundaries. And like I stated, I don't care who you are. If I feel you're disrespecting me or somebody that I care about,
I'm gonna kill you.
it's over for you. Like there's
Right.
no,
I'm gonna end you.
yeah, I'm not going to be nice, and I'm not, it's just not.
That's how I am about. It's not everybody for me. For me, it's my nieces, my nephew, you, Alessia, because I remember I almost killed that bitch in the club for Alessia
Yeah.
that one time. Whoever I'm dating, you gon' die. You gon' die today. And honestly, I think that's it. Not even like Mommy and... Mommy, yeah. Because I remember somebody came to the house trying to fight Kathy. That's a whole story for another time.
Oh, yeah, that's a different podcast.
But I was ready to literally take like 3 fucking fists to the face. Like, just hit me once, bitch, and I'll kill you. To protect Mommy. Daddy, I know he can protect himself.
Yeah, Daddy, like...
Daddy's where I get that. Like...
Yeah. Daddy,
beast mode shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So...
like when he gets mad and his face gets all red. And his,
Right.
But
when it comes to our childhood, I think, or our parents, I think that you've always had more of a connection with Daddy, because you and Daddy are opposites.
yes.
Because Daddy calms you, and I calm Mommy.
Right, because you're like Daddy and I'm like Mommy, so me
Compliment.
and Mommy
Butt heads.
butt heads.
And me and
Because-
Daddy butt heads.
Right, because we're a lot of alike.
Yeah. And me and Daddy bump heads because we're a lot alike. I like to think, though, in my older years, I haven't gotten rid of every bad trait from his that I've taken on, but I would like to think that I'm at the very least working on it.
Yeah, me too. It's not going to be,
Overnight.
yeah, it's not going to be, clap your hands or blink your
Right.
eyes, whatever, and it's
It's so
gone.
it's so
just-
funny because daddy's very avoidant and mommy's very in your face, high strung. We dealing with this right now.
Right.
And you can kind of understand why they didn't last. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Right.
but I think living with mommy for as long as I've lived with her has made me really be that, like, no, we're going to talk about this right now. But I'm also very avoidant at times too.
Yeah, no, you are sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to deal with the
Bullshit.
right.
Right.
But
Anyway, but I think, what'd you say, babe? Oh, okay. I love you.
Hi, Zia.
Hi, baby.
Hi,
What's your name?
Sophia.
what's your name?
Ariana.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Do you love me?
Hi, yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
I mean, are we talking about the
What?
abuse that we endured, or
Yeah.
we're not going there?
No, we can absolutely go there.
Hi.
Mommy actually.
Hi.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Mommy's talking now. Okay. You're so good. I love you. Give me a kiss.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Mwah. I love you.
Mommy actually brought something up that in her live yesterday that I completely forgot. I don't know if you remember, but when we used to go to Daddy's, we weren't allowed in the computer
The
room
office. Yeah, we weren't allowed to go into the office.
and go on their computer. They locked it, and I remember, it kind of like she kind of brought it back. Like when she said it, like I remember that she would go to sleep, and we would literally have to sneak.
I stole a key.
Yeah.
If you remember, she had a key. Our stepmother had a computer, and it was just me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? It was just the two of us, and we lived with one another, so we were kind of bored by one another. And as kids, AIM, AOL, that was like the thing, especially in the winter time, like when there wasn't anything to do outside. So we would try and go online, and like it was very limited, and our stepmother would lock the office door so that we couldn't get into the computer room to get onto the computer.
Yeah.
And she would hide the key because she had a key. And I remember one day I found it. I snuck it home, and I was like, fuck you, because like, what are we going to do for entertainment? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't even like you guys are on the computer too much, this and that. It was just like a control thing.
Yeah. Even now, she has a control issue.
Right.
That I don't know. She needs to.
Our stepmother was not, and I only call her our stepmother because I'm trying to be
Cordial.
amicable, but I don't consider her anything in my life. I don't speak to her. I don't deal with her. She is nothing to me. Dina still sees her. I haven't seen her. I don't even know in about a year.
Yeah, the
over a
communion
year.
party. Oh, it's been over a year.
Yeah, but prior to that, it was 2 years I hadn't spoken to her or seen her. And I have no use, because to me, I'm not going to put myself in a compromising situation where I'm uncomfortable or feeling like triggered or in danger or whatever the fuck it is. And she's still actively an alcoholic, and when she drinks, she gets volatile and mean. And it's not fun. And so I'm of the mind state that when I have kids and I have a wife or even a girlfriend, that I'm not going to be around it. I'm not going to put myself or the person that I love in a position where they're uncomfortable. Not to mention it's embarrassing the way that she gets. Like, it's genuinely embarrassing that I wouldn't bring anybody that I cared about, like a female, a woman that I was with. I wouldn't bring her around our stepmother
Well,
because I'd be embarrassed.
it's funny you said that. Like, the first time, obviously, me and Alessia have been together for 11 years. But the first time that I brought Alessia to Daddy's, I basically, like, had to give her a little, rundown
Pep talk.
of what the hell could happen, might happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
Right.
here we are.
Right.
Like
I'm just letting you know.
yeah, this could happen.
Right.
And 411.
And I think about my future relationship, and especially if my woman has kids, there's no way I'm bringing a child or a kid into that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
You want to go on that? Okay.
We're not going to go into what are you saying?
No. So Tori doesn't think that she doesn't like me bringing the kids around my stepmother.
I despise you bringing the kids
Oh,
around
right.
her. I think I'm totally against it. I would never tell you what to do with your children. Those are your children. And at the end of the day, you make the decisions. And I know you as a human being. I know you as a parent. And I know you would never, ever allow them to be in danger.
No, no.
You'd fucking kill somebody.
Yeah, no.
And die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know that, but it literally burns me to the core that they even know who she is.
They really don't, though.
They don't. But that they've even been in her presence because I know what she's capable of.
See, my thing is she wouldn't be capable of doing anything to my children, because even if I saw the slightest, it'd be a done issue.
I know it would. I know with you it would, but
it wouldn't
still,
even be like a...
To me, it still burns me on the it boils me on the inside, because it's like, why even wait to get to that point for her to be drunk?
It's because, okay, so my father he shows a lot of guilt. Like, he gives a lot of guilt to
He makes
us.
you feel guilty.
Yeah, a lot.
He tries.
A lot. No, for me, he succeeds.
For you, he succeeds. For me, it does nothing.
Right.
When he tries to make me feel guilty, it's like, I didn't do shit. I didn't tell her to fucking be an alcoholic, a volatile, toxic piece of shit
he'll
alcoholic.
say, "Oh, the kids are gonna suffer," or...
But you know your kids, and you know how happy your children are.
They have
so many people.
Right. They have aunts and uncles and...
Are you kidding? They have
grandparents.
They have Zia.
They have grandparents that,
Love them.
But that's the thing. I know Daddy loves them.
Of course he does.
And he will, go to the end of the earth for them.
But I think it stops also at his wife. And unfortunately, that's not the end of the earth. That's
Halfway.
That's not even halfway. You know what I mean? Like, to go to the end of the... Here's the thing. And this is from me speaking from experience, being with somebody who had some sort of resentment against my nieces. You know what I mean? Somebody who was genuinely jealous of the love that I have for my nieces.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
My ex was
Lord
genuinely jealous
No, yeah.
of the bond that I have, the love that I have.
Especially when they were first born.
Right.
Literally, they were first born and there was an issue.
Right. The obsession, the fucking excitement that I had for these kids, my ex had an issue with it. And I obliged for her. And now, looking back and growing and progressing as a human being, I would go to the end of the earth for those kids. Sophia, Ariana, they would get fucking diaper rash, and I literally
she would cry.
I would cry because I couldn't stand to see them
in pain.
in any type of pain. And so I know that if somebody had a gun right now, God forbid, and they were trying to shoot one of my nieces, God forbid, without question, I would jump in front of that bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't even be a question. Like, my life is not as important as theirs when it comes to,
100%.
and that to me is going to the ends of the earth. If I was ever in a relationship where a female, ever again, where a female that I was with had some sort of animosity towards them or didn't have any type of connection with them, peace the fuck out. There's something wrong. To me, daddy wouldn't do that because clearly his wife has zero connection with your children. You know what I'm saying? And he has a connection with them. They know who he is. They love him. He's good with them and he loves them. But I can't see daddy. If daddy didn't protect us from his wife, I can't see him protecting the kids. Actually, he probably would protect them over us.
No, 100%. I think he would.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, so maybe.
I definitely think he would.
Yeah, maybe with for some reason, me and you are like the black fucking sheep. He just never protected us.
Well, that's where, like,
Whoa.
like everybody says, oh, there's, well, you guys, he says a lot that we put the wedges in between me and my younger sister. But realistically,
His wife.
and he did it.
And him.
He did it.
Mm-hmm. Because there's always the comparison.
Yep.
Well, Gianna respects me and you guys don't. Well, there's a reason for that. The reason is you're the lesser of two evils when it comes to both of her parents. When it comes to me and you and both of our parents, because we have different mothers,
Right.
he's not the lesser of two evils. He's just not. Mommy is, like daddy was the one that didn't protect us, didn't come to bat. There were times where we were waiting for him to come pick us up and he just never
he
fucking
never
showed up. Literally never showed up.
And that as a kid,
Sticks.
it just kills you. It's like, what? Like, am I not that important?
Right. Why not me? Why?
And that's my point. When I say I am not going to make the same mistakes my parents did,
right.
that's a perfect example.
Right. Absolutely. And I even me, like when I have kids or whatever, you know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why I'm so connected to kids is because I don't want any child to ever feel left out.
Right. Or unwanted.
Or unheard.
Right.
A child should always feel as though an adult that they look up to is listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should never be a time when a kid is like, I'm trying to tell you a story, even a story I fucking made up about some, like, aliens that
right. Random. Just random.
I'm gonna listen to you.
Right.
And then listen to every fucking infinitesimal detail so that you know that you are heard
And important.
and important. Because I feel as though we didn't really necessarily get that.
No, and like even with the littlest thing, like the homework. Like,
Right.
do you ever remember our parents sitting with us and doing homework
No.
together? No.
No.
And that's something that I also told Alessia. Like, now the girls are going into kindergarten, and you better be damn sure that I'm going to be sitting on the table no matter what. Everything stops, and I'm going to be doing their homework.
Right. You're
with
going to
them.
know what's going on.
Right, because
in
I
their
feel like
lives.
they didn't know what was going on with our lives, and then when
They didn't.
things happened, it was just like,
Oh, this is shocking.
yeah, like, why did this
It's like,
happen?
bruh.
And it's like, it happened because you guys were
Not paying attention.
right and had your heads up your ass.
Right. Up your own asses.
Right.
Exactly.
It wasn't my ass.
Wasn't mine either.
So
And I think that is the issue. And I know it's hard for parents. You know, there's no fucking
rule book.
rule book, or there's no instruction manual on how to parent children. And I think overall, mommy raised us realistically. Daddy didn't. we were at Daddy's house every other
other
weekend, and even that was a fucking struggle because of his wife. Daddy didn't raise us. Daddy didn't teach us our morals. Daddy didn't teach us really, I mean, he taught us a lot, but he didn't teach us the how to be human beings.
Right. I mean,
Mommy taught us. And I think she did a damn good job. I think you and I are really fucking good people. We have our issues.
Yeah, everybody does. I mean, we've also learned from mistakes that we made as kids and young adults. We've made some mistakes and we've learned from them, and
I think you and I, because we were so close.
why we're not close anymore?
Oh, we are. Obviously, we're still
I'm
close.
kidding.
You're my best friend. Like, above all, like this. Just a side note. This girl is. I have best friends. I have people that I love in my life, of course. But she is like my fucking rock. Like,
And you're mine.
when I'm feeling like shit, when I'm at my, and I've been at my lowest.
Yeah, I remember they were like with your ex.
Right, when shit hit the fan. Right.
Like, I remember I literally opened the door and she literally just drove to my house and just literally just
fell apart.
Yeah, it fell apart.
In your hands, basically.
Which pissed me off, but that's a different podcast.
Right. But the moral of the story is you make me feel better. Always. Even when you're fucking pissing me off and I want to punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, being in your energy makes me feel like, even, I'm not going to go into details, but even today,
Mm-hmm.
like how I was, like feeling how I was feeling, being here, the minute I step foot in your house and I'm like in your energy, it's like, okay, things are going to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what you do for me. You calm me and sometimes you bring me back, like Alessia says, she brings you back to reality. And, it's like, and
I think what I'm trying to say is I think we have that. I mean, I think we have that because we've always had that, but I think we also have that because whatever we went through as kids,
yeah, we did it together.
we did it right. The divorce, the abuse, just being as close in age as we are, we did everything together.
Right. That's why, like, even when we were younger, like,
Right.
our friends would, like, we pretty much have the same friends, and if, let's say, she was somewhere, they would be like, oh, where's D?
Right.
Because we never really went anywhere
Without
each other.
Yeah.
It was,
Right.
No,
it's the truth.
where's Tori? I don't know. She's doing whatever. Well, why isn't she here? Why
Right.
are you here and she's not?
Why are you guys not together?
So it was always us two, which is why we are very close.
Yeah.
Um,
I think my ex kind of put a damper on that.
yeah, she definitely did. Not kind of.
She did. Yeah. Right. My ex.
She put a damper on a lot of things.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. But my relationship with my relationship with you suffered in that relationship
Oh, yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah, it did.
And I even remember saying to her, like, bruh, I've never not been close with my sister. And, like, this is, like, you have to give me a minute because I'm not used to not being.
But the thing with that is she's going to make mistakes. And sometimes I tell her,
Me.
yes,
Right.
you're going to make mistakes. And sometimes I tell you, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
Watch this
Be
because,
mindful.
this tread lightly. Because Tori's the type of person that just dives in. And that's where she gets hurt. So, there's certain things that I tell her that even now, relax. Because, just step back. Little steps. You don't have to run. You don't have to, dart right into it. Just chill. Relax. And,
Right. But but again, I think that was the most distance you and when you moved to Florida.
Oh God, when I
My
moved
sister moved to Florida
Lord.
with like her ex-girlfriend.
Oh God, help us all.
Who was like, my sister was also in a very toxic
Yeah,
relationship
no,
with an asshole.
toxic. It was like
Volatile.
she was physically abused. Like she punched
Right.
me in the mouth.
She was a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
It
Probably
was,
still is.
Probably.
Right. I wouldn't doubt it. And so my sister moved to Florida for like what, 6 months
Yeah.
with this idiot. And I remember
That was hard when I left for the. I still get choked up, like seeing you guys in the gate.
oh my God, I cried the entire way
That
home.
was horrible. That was probably the worst day. Well, no, probably
I mean, I mean, we've had some
we've
pretty
had
bad
some
days
pretty shitty days,
when
but
Donnie died.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was just seeing like my sister.
I could tell you, and you can ask a few of our close friends who watched me. I was literally physically, mentally depressed when you moved. That 6 months was probably some of the worst 6
Well,
months.
yeah,
like,
I fell into a depression because I was away from everybody, and then I was in a toxic environment, like very toxic. So it just brought me down to a
rock
depression,
bottom.
and then my family tried to reach out and say you need to come home because now you're falling into a depression that and it did. I came back and then I was
Yourself again.
no. That's when I fell into that deep depression.
Right. And then
Alessia came and
Dug you out of
she
I remember you literally in the basement in pitch black
yeah.
at Mommy's.
Yep. And then Alessia, that's when we started talking, and Alessia would, literally come over and
Sit in the dark with you.
just hold me because
Right.
it was just.
I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, I was in a depression. Yeah, she definitely. Alessia is, she definitely saved me, and I always tell her that she.
Most definitely saved you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I came back
I love
and I was
you.
just in a horrible, horrible depression. Like and I remember Mommy was scared.
Yeah. It was, we've both definitely had those blood-sucking moments.
Yeah.
And, my ex recently reached out. Yeah. Via email. She saw my
Amen.
podcast episode and was like, oh, this is it's not a defamation of character. I didn't name you. It could be literally any single ex. I've
Right.
had 5. Pick one. I didn't call you out by name. I never would. I would never do that.
You can't do that because that's
That
de-
is
defamation
right.
of character.
Not even it's not, because my story's true and what happened is true.
true, but you're,
But like, it's I would never do that.
No, I know,
But that's a whole
a different podcast.
Yeah, right.
because-
Not even. I've already done the podcast. It's over. It's done with. I've spoke my truth. That's that. But when you moved, that was one of the deepest depressions I've gone through. One of. Like, I just remember not being able to get out of fucking bed.
I remember our friend Nicole. She would text me and say, your sister's not, like, she's a wreck. Like, she's a mess. But at that time... Yeah. At that time, it was...
That's what I'm saying. Like, Such watched me. Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't... I isolated from everybody. I wasn't sleeping. And then I was sleeping all day long. Like, because you were... And I thought it was because of the relationship I was in. But it wasn't. It was because...
Wait, who were you dating at that time?
I was dating my first girlfriend.
I don't know. You've had a lot.
Rhymes with Patricia. I mean, where's the lie, though?
Who says that?
I didn't want to say the name.
Papisha.
Rhymes with Papisha.
Oh, God.
I thought it was because of that.
Oh, I forgot.
Right.
about that one.
But it wasn't. It was because you were gone. Because the minute
Why, you guys broke up at that time? No.
No, we were doing long distance. So I thought at the time it was because she was there and I was here. Realistically, it was because you were there and I was here. Because the minute you came back,
But also, you didn't have anybody to really talk to when you were going through that either.
right? But exactly, and then you left, and the minute you came back,
Because
I was myself again.
Nicole was going through the same thing.
Right. But this, what I'm trying to say is the depression had nothing to do with Papisha.
I just can't. I forgot she was your first. Papisha.
Yeah. Yep.
Lord.
Lord.
Really had a lot of girlfriends.
I haven't had a lot. Papisha. Palissa.
How you gonna do the other one?
Sarissa. We're not gonna name the other one because apparently she's trying to sue me for defamation of
Oh, yeah, we're
character.
not
So
gonna do
we'll
that.
just call her Cunty McGee. That's it. 4 girlfriends. Wait.
Where's the 5? You said 5. No, you're missing one.
All right. Sex. I've had sex with like 6 people.
6.
Wait, 7. I can't name.
Okay, we're not gonna go. Just do it in your head.
Hold on.
Policia.
Yeah, 7 people total I've had sex with.
Let's talk about the ones you made out with.
5. Okay, we can't. That's a whole. I was a make out whore.
Slut. Every time we were in the club,
I was making out with somebody.
yeah, me and Alessia would turn around and there she is. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's that?
Right.
She'd go, I don't know.
I think.
Let's go. Get the. Come on.
I think in one night, I love you.
Bye,
Okay. I think in one night I've made out with like I want to say about 15, 16 people.
Ew. How do you know where their mouths have been?
I don't know, but thank God coronavirus wasn't a thing back then. I did
But
get
AIDS is.
well,
and gonorrhea.
I ain't got it. I did get
And
Hi baby.
And syphilis.
Syphilis idiot. I did get mononucleosis.
Ew. See, because you don't know how to act.
I did. I mean,
That's disgusting.
I'm just saying. I got mono from that.
Ew. You really did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ew.
Yeah, I did. I was a fucking makeout whore. Not anymore.
No, thank God.
Right, you grow up.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I've only been in 5 relationships.
Here we go.
Wait. 4. I've been in 4 relationships. 3 out of the 7 people that I've had sex with, I was not in a relationship with them.
3 out of
3 out of the 7. So 4 out of the 7, I was dating.
I'm still trying to figure out who these people
You
are.
got permission? And those are the only 4 that I've been in relationships with.
I'm talking about the 7 people.
Right. I'm not saying the 7th one.
I know the 7th one.
Right, but I'm not going to say it.
I know.
And then this girl, Tony, that I had a one-night stand with.
Tony?
Yes, her name is Tony.
Where'd you meet her at?
I met her in Rhode Island visiting one of my friends in college.
Guys,
See, I didn't
say
know about
hi.
Tony.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. So
Tony.
that's 7 in total.
All right, got it.
4 relationships. So I have not been in a lot of relationships. When I'm in a relationship, I'm in a fucking relationship.
Yeah, we know. And sometimes it's like
For too long.
no, it's just sometimes you feel you get like mesmerized. It's like like what you did with the yeah, no. The Cunty McGee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cunty McGee. No, I wasn't mesmerized. I was fucking manipulated and
Right,
abused.
but that's what I mean. Like by that, like
I was
that's-
gaslighted
right,
to stay with
that's
her
what
for
I'm
so
saying.
long.
Like she put like a fucking spell.
I wouldn't even say that because it's not even like when to me, like when you're mesmerized, you're like, this person's fucking amazing. I wasn't truly mesmerized. I thought I was mesmerized, but I wasn't.
See, and with that situation,
Yeah.
I had to step back because it was hurting me too much, and you weren't goddamn listening, and
Right.
you're not gonna listen until you realize it yourself.
Right. And I isolated myself. You were my go-to human in life, or one of them. You know what I mean? Like when
Right.
shit hits the fan, we're each other's go-tos.
Right.
And I didn't have that in you because she kind of drew that wedge. And so it hurt me to not be as close with you,
Right. And there were points where you thought that it was me.
that you were the culprit.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
And you weren't perfect. You were not.
no, but you look back now, it's like,
right.
where did all the problems stem from?
Right. Well, yes, because the minute she left my life was the minute I stopped having problems.
Correct.
So when you
That's what I'm
look
saying.
back and you're like, what's the common fucking denominator?
Here you are. You're it.
You're it.
Like
It's you.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's you. And that's not to say that you and mommy aren't assholes at times.
Oh, we are.
Because, like, mommy can be an asshole, but, like, I fucking call her out on her shit, and I'm not going to hold a grudge because you're my mother, and I'm going to fucking put you in your place, call you out on your shit, and we're going to move forward.
Right.
Same with you.
Right.
The Cunty McGee wanted me to literally dead anybody that spoke out. She was a
And-
dictator.
Right. And some people you did.
Many people I did.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm just now building back those relationships
are.
with those people. It'll never be the same, but wow, we've gone down another rabbit hole. But
Yep,
this is a
yeah.
little bit better than what
The
it
other one.
Right.
was- It's like
Right.
this.
I'm going outside. Inside.
You going inside? Okay, I'll miss you.
She wants a kiss. Bye, Woody.
Bye, Woody.
Bye, cowboy.
I love you, Poopy.
There's a snake in my
My
boot.
Mommy, when you're done, could you get the Woody hat and Mama's cards on the back?
Yes, my love.
Good night. Good night.
They're so cute.
We
Uh-huh.
really didn't touch on the abuse though. Like this time.
With our stepmother.
Yeah.
Well, do we need to go into the gory details of it?
No, I mean,
We
Mommy
were-
basically did on her live.
Right. I didn't even see the live, but yeah, we were physically, mentally abused. She hated the fact that my father had a
2
marriage
children.
and yes, and kids from a previous marriage, and she always resented us for it, and still to this day does, and always tried to pin us against our father, pin us against our younger sister, her daughter,
Which it worked now.
and it worked.
Right, it definitely did.
The wedge was drawn. She drew the wedge. Everybody makes excuses. This is it in a nutshell. Everybody on my father's side makes excuses and coddles it. My sister and I get blamed because we don't fall in line, especially me.
Yeah, I feel like you get it the worst because you're
Because I don't deal with it at all.
right. You stand your ground, and you're not going to see. The thing is, what my problem is like, unfortunately, it sucks for me. But when I love you,
You'll do whatever.
I take the shit.
right.
Like I'll just pile it on and pile it on. That's a new phone,
Oopsies.
which is probably fucking cracked.
Whoopsies.
And then I get shit for it.
Right.
That's my fault. And that's something that Alessia always tells me is like,
Don't do it.
don't do it. Like, stop. There comes a point where you have to stop and you have to do things because for your mental whatever.
Clarity.
Right. And I don't.
Because here's the thing, and I'm sorry, but I gotta
Is
put
this
a
like
light.
going to be like a fucking bright light? Am I going to go blind?
You're an idiot.
What the fuck? I feel like I'm in a lizard. Blah, blah, blah,
You're an idiot.
blah, blah.
Is what you are.
This is crazy.
The thing is
I need sunglasses.
just because they're family doesn't mean
You can't stick it in the hole?
fuck you.
Alright.
Doesn't mean that they have your best interest at heart.
Which is something that I need to learn and,
Come to terms with.
right. And it's kind of it's hard because you want
Fuck.
big happy family, and you want your dad and whatever else, but there comes a point where I guess I don't know, have to say enough is enough. It's like but my problem is I don't know when to say enough.
Enough is enough.
Right.
Right. We're losing sunlight and this fucking light's not working.
So you want me to put on the light?
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to put on the light, you could do that. So that we don't look like fucking complete idiots sitting here. D, get me a Truly while you're at it too. Can you do that?
Is that going to be enough?
It's going to have to be. Can you get me a Truly?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's a light. So yeah. When it comes to the abuse from our stepmother, there's very much so still denial going on. People still deny. Even our stepmother, my mother had words with her the other day and brought up the abuse. And my stepmother was like, I never abused them, which is completely false and not true. Yeah, there's a lot of blame, but the blame is shifted to my sister and myself a lot. Especially me, because I'm more of the mind state of I don't fuck that noise. I'm not going to deal with it, period. I'm not going to put myself in a compromising position. I'm not going to put my girlfriend or fiance or fucking wife in a compromising position where they're uncomfortable. If my fiance or girlfriend or girl I'm talking to has a child, I would never put my girlfriend's child in a situation where they're uncomfortable or they're potentially in danger. And that's my mind state. And because of that, I don't go to Christmases with my father. I don't go to his house for Sunday dinners. I don't go to his house for Father's Day or his birthday. I make outside plans where it's like, okay, it's your birthday. Fine. I won't see you on your actual birthday, but we'll go out to dinner for your birthday to celebrate. Like,
which I feel is just good enough. Like,
it is good enough.
Like, why is it that I understand holidays he wants us all together, but it
can't happen.
Right. It's not feasible. And okay, so he constantly, with Tori, he constantly is saying, well, your sister does this, and I'm like, Dad, do you not understand why she's not coming?
He doesn't.
How is it that after 20 years you still don't get it?
Right. He genuinely thinks that I just do it to disrespect him.
Okay, well.
He has no idea. He's still, and I've tried over and over again. Every month, it's a fucking fight with this guy.
Well, he'll even say it oh, why don't you ask your sister to come? Dad, she's not going to come. Why not? Dad, are you kidding me? Yes.
It falls on deaf ears. I tell my father exactly what my boundaries are. And I've spoken about this in therapy. You know what I mean? I've been in therapy. I've talked about this a lot in therapy. Because a lot of my issues that trigger me, even certain romantic relationships, stem back to the abuse and certain things that we went through as kids. So I've spoken about this in depth in therapy. And my therapist always said, give your boundaries, state your boundaries,
yes.
What you're willing to deal with, what you're not willing to deal with, period. And I've literally told my father numerous times, this is where I draw the line. I will not come to your house. It's uncomfortable for me. It's triggering. I will not be around for holidays. I don't even want to see her in close corners, at a family event. If Dina and Alessia have an event and they invite her and by default she's there, I will obviously be there for my nieces and nephew and for them, but it's not on her terms and it's not on your terms, if that makes sense.
Right. You're not doing it.
He doesn't get it. He fights with me once a month about it.
I know, and
Like
and
a
then I
fucking
get a phone
period.
call. And then I get a phone call. Well, why don't you talk to your sister? Dad, I'm not going to do that because we have the same conversation. Why don't you ask her to come? She's not going to come.
I'm not coming for Sunday dinner. Your wife is an active alcoholic who gets abusive and volatile and violent. Why would I ever put myself in a position where I have to be on the lookout and look out for a person for the signs of their drunkenness and have that be my cue to leave?
No, you're right. It's very
You're on edge.
yeah, it's
Who wants to fucking... That's not a good time. Me sitting here right now having a couple Trulies, just relaxing, that's a good
but
time.
see, I have to say, like, I do love being around Daddy.
I love being around Daddy too.
But I understand. No, I'm just saying, like, he is
A good person to be, a fun person to be around.
He's funny.
We laugh our asses off when it's
like, especially when it's just the four of us.
right, when it's me, you, Gianna, and
I
Daddy.
thought we were gonna say names.
Well, she's our sister.
All right, but all right.
We're not talking shit about her.
No, I understand.
She's just our sister.
Um,
When it's the four of us and
Yeah,
we're
it's
all
like-
together,
it's like
it's symbiotic. It's
yeah.
beautiful. It's
Because you know what it is? We're all alike.
yes.
And we all have the same sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And we just when it's just the four of us, we just bond. Like,
Mesh.
we just and that's what sucks with all of what's going on right now is that
But my father what sucks is because my relationship with my younger sister suffers,
yes.
and my relationship with my father suffers because of the decisions that I make. But to me, that is the trade-off from not ever having to deal with an abusive, alcoholic piece of garbage ever the fuck again. If that means that my relationship with my sister, I'm not as close with her because I'm not putting up with that, then that's what that means. You know what I'm saying? I will never put myself in a position where I am uncomfortable ever the fuck again. I don't care what relationships suffer. Unfortunately, our dad sees that as my issue. Like, I allow my relationship with him and his daughter
Yeah.
to suffer, and it's my fault. But the way I see it is, it's not my fault that your wife is an alcoholic that drinks every day, and when she drinks gets violent and says nasty, abusive shit. That's not my problem. If I'm choosing to stay away from that, if I'm choosing to never put myself or anybody that I care about and love in my close circle around that, that's not my problem. And to me, I don't think even Dina understands it. And I'm going to say this, and I'll always say this. When my sister and I argue, we don't really argue a lot about it because I'll always respect your decision, and I know you as a parent.
And I respect yours. That's why
Right.
when Daddy says stuff to me, it's like, Dad, I don't even know why he still tries because it's like you're gonna get the same fucking answer.
Right. Because Daddy's just used to always getting his way and fucking talking his way out of anything.
It's fucking annoying.
And this is one thing that he knows he'll never be able to talk his way out of. I'm never going to budge on it. It's just never going to happen. But what I always say to my sister when things come to the surface, I always say to my sister, replace alcoholic with pedophile. If Lori were a pedophile,
Said her name.
oh fuck, whatever. If our stepmother were whatever, if
I mean,
she
at
was
this
a
point.
if she were a pedophile instead of an alcoholic, would you still have your children around her
Abso-fucking-lutely
in
not.
your right? The answer is a fucking hard no. If she was a diagnosed pedophile, which by the way is in the DSM, you know what I mean, like the psychological book of diagnoses, right?
See, sometimes she says shit, and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking
That the DSM is a book to diagnose mental disorders.
Right.
Pedophilia is in that book as a mental disorder. If she were a diagnosed pedophile, would you, even if she were getting therapy or
no, no, I'm
you'd
sorry.
still
No, I
you'd
don't do
still even in public you would not want her around your children.
No, and that's also because of family history too.
Right. Yes, obviously. Yes.
But that's for a different
But
time.
regardless of family history or not, if we know anybody who's been molested or not, if you replaced
No, you're 100%
alcoholic
right.
with pedophile, you would not put your child around that.
100%.
And you would never, ever, in the history of ever, be like, well, we leave the minute she starts being a pedophile. The minute she starts touching children, we leave. But for me, it's like my father expects, oh, well, you come, and the minute she starts drinking, then you leave.
No, he does expect that because that's
I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
what's been done. I
It's
mean,
like-
that's...
That's like putting yourself around the drug addict. Oh, you come, and the minute they start shooting up, then you leave. No.
No,
Why would you put your children around that?
No, you're 100% right. But like I've stated, sometimes part of it is guilt, and a part of it is because I do want to be around Daddy and Gianna, and I can't. It's not like you who can just say, okay, let's go out to dinner. Well, especially now, but
Right.
because I do have 3 children, a wife, so I can't just be like, oh, Dad, meet me here, we'll go here.
Right.
I don't have that type of luxury to just drop whatever the fuck I'm doing and just go.
Right.
So, I get where Tori, what you're saying. I definitely understand. And like with that, like with the abuse, I got it worse because
You spoke out more.
right, I went back at her. So I got it worse.
And you were looked at as more of like the bad guy because
Right.
of that. Whereas I was looked at as the sweet child
Right.
because I literally hid in a corner and cried.
Right. So I don't know which one's worse. Realistically, they're both bad.
Right. Right. I think for me, I have a lot of things that I still need to work out because I internalized. You externalized. You were like, fuck this shit. You're not going to do this to my sister. You're not going to do this to me. I'm standing up for myself if nobody's going to stand up for me. I sat in a corner and shut down. And I think for me, emotionally, not that it fucked me up more, but because you were able to release it as it was happening in real time as we were kids, maybe that is why you have less animosity toward the situation. Whereas me, I internalized a lot.
Probably. But I also had to protect you. I felt like I had to protect you as well.
Right.
Because I felt that, she wasn't always only gunning for me. It was both of us.
Yeah, she was gunning for
And
both
I
of us.
feel like if we both would have been in a corner crying, nothing. I still
She
remember
would've won.
one time, I don't know if you remember this, but when they lived in the big house
Uh-huh.
and we were all outside,
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to go home.
Mm-hmm. Because she was being
Right.
herself.
And
Excuse
she
me.
wouldn't let Daddy take us home. And things escalated. And I got so pissed off. I literally took the phone, mommy, the cell phone that Mommy got us.
And you threw it against
and
the...
I threw it against the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost it. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
I remember
that.
I do remember that. I don't remember here. The weird part about the whole thing is I don't remember really what I did. Like the incidents that would happen, and
You
literally,
probably blacked it out.
I think I did, because there were incidents every weekend, every other weekend that we went there. Every time we were sleeping at my father's house, there was an incident. There was not one moment, one weekend. If we went away on vacations with them,
Yeah, there was always shit.
there was always...
I think a part of it was jealousy too. I think
Yeah.
she
She still is jealous of us.
she had a jealousy issue, and it also, when my sister was born, there was also, you know, she
We were
she pulled my father away from me and Tori when my sister was born.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that.
Wait, what?
Like she tried to take Daddy away from me and you. Like he acting like he only had one daughter at that point.
Yeah, but she even did that before our sister was born. Because I remember us being outside with Daddy, and Daddy would be outside like playing catch with us or playing ball with us.
Oh yeah, she would get mad.
And she would get pissed off if we were outside
Yeah.
with him for too long. And that was even before Gianna was born. She'd be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Blah, blah,
And
blah,
then
blah,
there would
blah.
be a fight.
Like she would get pissed off that we were outside having a catch.
See, the-
She never wanted us to be alone with Daddy.
Right, and that to me, again, that would never happen with my children.
Right. Because here's the thing. Right, if I'm dating a woman with a kid, and me as a mentally stable human being, I see that woman's relationship with her kid, to me it's like the closer they are, the more respect that kid has for their parent, the more love they have for that parent, shows me what kind of person my partner is.
Well, not only that, you need to understand that,
That bond is something you can't.
right, you're not going to come between that.
Right. You should never try to.
Right, at all.
Right.
Like, not even a little. Like
Your
there's-
place is your place.
Right.
And yeah, you may love that person, and you may wanna give that person the fucking world, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, that's their fucking seed. Like that's
Right,
their
their
child.
You're not going to come between that.
That's an extension of them.
Right.
You'll never be an extension of that person.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where Daddy went wrong. He should have stopped
Right.
that and nipped
He
that
appeased it.
right in the ass the first time it happened. And he didn't.
And he's still not.
And, well, now I don't think he gives a shit. If you see, I'm not going to talk about their relationship because it's none of my goddamn business. But if you see them, now he could give a shit.
Right. I get it.
Like, it's
but
just,
it's still. But to me, inaction or lack of action is also an act for her. If that makes sense. Like if somebody were to literally slap Sophia tomorrow in the face, and I just sat idly by and did nothing, because I was like, well, that person's a slapper. That's just who they are. That's literally me being against Sophia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
not coming to bat. So the fact that he sits there and has that mind state still, to me, is wrong. If you're not against her, you're for her. Period. Because she's abusive. She's abusive to him. She's abusive to our sister. We're almost,
almost
baby. Almost, okay? Oh. I know. I'm so. Come here. Come here. Come sit with me.
She wants to play with Zia.
Yeah. Come here. Oh, watch that. There you go. Come here. Come here, my little Woody.
Is Lucas up?
No, I'm a farm Woody.
No, is Lucas up?
Yeah, he's still up.
Right.
Hi.
You want to say hi? So yeah, I think I love you. I think that's my opinion. If you're not against her, you're for her. Period. There's no indifference. There's no lackadaisical, like, oh, blah blah blah, like maybe I am, maybe I'm. No. If you're not against her, you're condoning her behavior. And I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Taking the passive route is basically taking an active route toward her. And I don't think she deserves that. Am I right?
Right.
I love you so much. And I think I mean, we can literally delve into details and stuff like that,
But yeah, but I don't think that's.
but I don't think we should.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary.
Do you think we should wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. This is our
Good
podcast.
night, everybody.
I'm sure there'll
Good
be
night,
more
everybody. Yeah, there's
of
definitely
different subjects and
Mhm.
different things that we had to endure.
Where's your dad? Can I say good night, everybody?
But this is just part of it. This is our story. Everybody has a story. Well, you're getting a piece of ours.
a piece. We didn't go into details. There's a lot to unpack, but I think we did a good job this time of
Yeah.
kind of going into it.
Yeah, it wasn't like all over the goddamn place.
Right. It kind of was, but like not in like a like it was. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. 100%. Yep. Okay.
So that's that. This is my sister. She'll be back because she'll probably be one of the
Frequent flyers.
more frequent people on the podcast because I genuinely like talking to you.
Oh, that's nice.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening and watching.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night. We love you.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're so cute.
I love you.
You come tomorrow when Tatiana